Okay, I'll go ahead and say it. Persona 3 Reload is the definitive version of Persona 3. It is the best version of Persona 3. The graphics are better, the music is better, the gameplay is better, the characters are way more fleshed out thanks to additional new dialogue. The voice acting is better. Fuka in the original FES sounds super bad. So does Chidori. The original FES is a good game, but Reload just objectively beats it. FES has terrible gameplay. You can only control one party member, and there's no option to block attacks. So when you want to have the character stand by, you can't have them go on guard. There's just a stupid standby option where they don't block attacks. The animated cutscenes in Persona 3 FES look like complete garbage. I would rather just take the in-game cutscenes and the new animations over the original game. So overall, Persona 3 Reload is basically FES, only with more content and better fleshed out characters. And look, this is coming from someone who played FES first and more than Persona 3 Reload, so I do have a nostalgia bias towards FES. That's why I still like the game, but I'm not going to pretend it was perfect. One of the biggest complaints I see from FES tryhards is the tone. Oh my god, Reload changed the tone. Reload is a good game, but they totally changed the tone. I'm like, what freaking tone are you talking about? I don't really know what to tell these people. If you have an issue with how quote-unquote bright Reload is, why don't you just use the settings on your TV or in the game and just lower the brightness, and if you want the game to be super dark. Persona 3 FES fans are in total denial. They'll definitely try to downplay Persona 3 Reload's advantages. And look, it's okay to prefer FES over Reload for whatever dumb reason. Just admit that you're nostalgia biased, You're just nostalgic for those old PS2 days where the cutscenes looked horrible and the game looked very stilted and borderline lifeless. It's perfectly okay to prefer the FES version, even though it is objectively inferior. Now, I will give FES fanboys one thing. Maybe, just maybe, the music in the original game is better than Reload. But that's a huge maybe, because a lot of the new songs in Persona 3 Reload are way better than what we got in FES. Another thing I want to point out is how a lot of FES fanboys love to say that Reload cut content. Not really. In fact, there's actually more new content than there is cut content. New boss fights, new enemies. When FES fanboys say that Reload quote-unquote cut content, they're basically talking about the, 2 or 3 missing classrooms that were in the original game. Not that it really mattered, because the classrooms that were in the original game pretty much had the same exact social link and story arc anyway.
Please, do keep that in mind.
Okay, so Igor and FES does sound better.